Okay, so let's talk about relationships. But I don't really like to call it relationships. It's more of like, but actually, yeah, it is relationships. What the fuck am I saying? Now, I'm not a dating coach. I don't know shit about that. So don't consider me a fucking dating coach or some shit like that. But these are the two things that, I feel like they're heavily related to my niche, which is emotional intelligence. So that's why that's why I wanted to make this video. But yeah, I'm not, I don't even get no bitches, bro. I'm not, I'm not a dating coach. Okay, so why most relationships fail? The number one reason is distorted perception of relationships. Now that is not tied to emotional intelligence or some shit like that, but I feel like that's one part of the reason why, and I feel like I could explain it well. I feel like I feel like we don't really know what a relationship is, especially the younger guys. Like I'm from Pakistan, right? So I grew up with the culture in here and shit like that. Most of the times when I was a kid, most of the time was spent on me just watching TV and movies on that, and the movies that were playing on the TV were usually Indian movies because Pakistan doesn't have that that a big like a wide catalog of movies basically. So majority of the times, and I didn't watch English movies because I didn't understand them. I was literally too retarded to understand English movies because I did not know English, and I literally couldn't. Even if I knew English, I did not have the attention span to fucking watch a 3 hour long Dark Knight Rises or some shit. I actually remember I watched this one scene of the Dark Knight Rises where the Batman punches the Joker and he starts laughing. That was a legendary scene. I still remember that. But yeah, I did not have the even until now I did not like I can't watch a fucking 3 hour long video. But that's because that's just me, bro. Like 3 hours just sitting in front of a screen like that's fucking stupid, to be honest. Unless you're watching a really life changing movie or some shit like that, or like or you're hanging out with friends. Other than that, if you're like spending 3 hours every day just watching movies and shit like that, man, come on. That's that's like 3 over 24. It's like what? It's like 8. Or 1/8 th. That's 1/8 of your day, right? So like, don't do that. But like I was saying that when I was young, when I was a kid, the most of my time was spent on watching TV, and most of the time what was playing on TV was movies, Indian movies, and they basically followed a they basically followed a very a very conventional form of making movies. Like you had a hero, you had a heroine, and you had a villain. Hero gets introduced in the start as a this bold fucking charismatic this bold, this masculine. Even though like I don't think most of them were masculine, they were this. So you have the hero, you have the heroine, and you have the villain. The hero gets introduced in the start as this young man. He's bold and shit like that. You have the heroine who he falls in love with, and then you have the villain who is like this badass, this fucking something. And then at the end of the movie, they like the villain and the hero, they fight, and the hero wins, and they just have a happy ending. That's literally the structure of the 90% of the movies made like that. Yeah, like the ones that I watched that were playing. Just a fucking bullshit script line that's repeated over and over. There's nothing new. There's nothing there's nothing to learn here. And it has everything. Like it cost me my view of how relationships work, because I've watched so many of these movies, these bullshit fucking retarded movies. I had this idea in my head that the hero is the one supposed to be chasing a woman and shit like that. Like literally this hero, this main the protagonist of this movie would literally have a fucking crush on this woman that he literally saw on the street, and he would just fucking obsess over and text her, and not really text her, but like obsess over and try to chase her and shit like that. That was basically the same thing in every movie. The 100% was the same thing in every movie, like the same fucking bullshit pattern. So yeah, that's when I kept watching that, I just that just became the norm for me. I felt like that's what relationships are supposed to be like. That the man is supposed to chase the woman at all times, and he's supposed to fucking have fantasies of her. It's fucking stupid as hell. But even if you're not a person born in the Indo-Pak region, but even if you're not a person who's born, in India or Pakistan, and you haven't watched these movies, and you're somebody who's born in US or, in some other place, I still feel like your perception of relationships is heavily distorted because of social media. That for the most part, social media fucks up our views on relationships. Like, I had so many, stupid ass beliefs on relationships. Like, you gotta be this height, you gotta look like this, you gotta have this type of body, you gotta make this much to fucking have a girl with you. But this is not just about girls, but this is just about how you view relationships, every type of relationship, like with your family, like with your friends, in general. But specifically about the romantic relationships, I felt like fucking you had to check all these boxes to fucking be eligible for one, which is a fucking retarded, right? You can literally walk down the street and you would see a ugly ass dude, like, no offense, but you would see a conventionally unattractive dude, conventionally unattractive dude, just fucking talking to a woman. Like these social media apps are, fucking up your mind and your beliefs on reality, especially when you're naive and you're young and you don't really know the world like that. I've made a lot of use. I made the past 2 videos on social media and shitting on it. Why they fuck your mental health up and shit like that. But they have their uses. Yes, obviously social media is obviously very beneficial if you're using it in a beneficial way. But most of the time, you're just fucking up your mental health and you should just get the fuck off it. So yeah, that's what I was saying. That these these movies, these apps, this content that we consume, it's like it's pushed down our throat. You can't, like, who doesn't use social media these days, right? And you start to scroll and you see this, you start to see reels of these fucking retarded girls saying that you need to earn 100K to fucking marry them or some shit like that. It's like this content is shoved down your throat. Like, you can't do anything about it unless you born in some in a region where there is no internet, no social media. So like, you have to make a constant effort. You have to make a conscious effort to not fall into this trap and like get your beliefs and shit fucked up. Because I'm telling you, your beliefs determine your reality. Like, your beliefs don't determine somebody else's reality, but they do determine your reality, the way you see things, right? So if I believe that the world is red, then everything I would see is going to be red. If I think that the world is blue, then everything that I see, everything that I am going to see is blue. It's like, whatever beliefs you have, whatever notions you have, your reality is going to be that, is going to become that. And that's why that's how the law of attraction works. I don't believe in the law of attraction. I don't believe that you can just think of something and it appears. It's fucking childish, right? But I do believe that if you think of something, then you are going to see more of that thing. Like, if I say that I'm ugly, then I'm going to pick up on the things that confirm the fact that I'm ugly. That's literally how that's literally confused with how the law of attraction works. Because it's not like that you're gonna think, I'm gonna make 100K this year, and you literally make 100K because you're working on some business, and then it's because of law of attraction. It's not like that. Like, no law, yeah, like, it's not gonna happen like that. Yeah? Like, you're not just gonna think of something and it's gonna happen magically, but it's going to like change how you view things. If you think, if you feel like I just gave you an example. If you feel like you're ugly, then everything you're gonna see is going to confirm that you're ugly, because you already have that belief in you. So that's how this shit works. So yeah, bro, the first thing that fucks up all relationships is how you view things and your perception of how relationships work in general, not just romantic relationships, but in general. And yeah, that's basically it. The second thing, it's actually the confusion of love. Now, this this is heavily tied to the first, point that I made, that you need to get your beliefs straight. But I feel like this deserves a section of its own, because like, we don't really know what the fuck love is. Like, I remember, man, I'm just too shy to share my own stories. I'll probably share them some other day, because like, why the fuck am I telling my stories to somebody that I don't know anybody could be watching this? You could be literally my brother watching this and be like, damn, you did that shit, huh? But like, I get thirsty as fucking watching these videos, making these videos. No homo. Look at this jawline, bro. This jawline is, I could have literally, 100 matches on Tinder because of this jawline. But like I was saying, the second point was, what the fuck do I even say in these videos? I don't script in these videos, so like whatever I say is just completely off the bat, because I don't feel like I need a fucking script or something to tell you what I think. I think my natural baseline of knowledge and awareness of these topics that I speak on is very high, and I'm not even saying that to be a fucking asshole. That's just the truth, right? That's just praises to God. That's just how I am. Okay, so yes, the second pointer was that we don't even know what love is. It's we literally mistaken love for neediness and attachment. Like if you like, how do I explain it, bro? You could literally have your first relationship with a girl, and you would literally start to fucking think that it's the love of your life, because you don't even know what the fuck love is, right? You would never thought what love is. Me personally, I've never felt love. I felt like I've never felt what the fuck love is, or how you feel it, or how it's supposed to feel. I feel like I've only been attached, and I've only been attached to somebody, or I've mistaken the feeling that they gave me for love, but I don't think I've actually felt love itself. So I don't really know what the fuck love is, but I can tell you what love isn't. Love isn't feeling attached, or I mean feeling attached and feeling like you need somebody is not love. That's fucking that's your own insecurities, because you don't think you're good enough. That's why you need this person to validate you, and you mistaken that for love. That's what not love. That's what love isn't. Like feeling close to somebody, it can or cannot be love. Like being attached to somebody can or cannot be love. You could be attached to somebody who beats the fuck out of you. Like you could be attached to your dad, but your dad is a fucking asshole who beats the fuck out of you. Like I'm not saying that to make you feel bad, but it's literally how things can be, right? Just because you're attached to somebody doesn't mean that you love them, right? And yeah, like I don't know what the fuck love is. I don't know how it's supposed to feel. Like all I've ever seen about love is that you fucking have this magical butterflies in your stomach, but I don't think love is like that. I think love is a mutual it's a mutual agreement between two people on that. Okay, we're gonna grow together, we're gonna do this together, we're gonna do that together, but I don't need you to fucking complete me. You're not like my other half. Like if you feel like you need the other half, you need the other part of you, which is you're going to be loved to complete you, then you have low self-esteem. That's what it is. You can't rely on anybody to complete you. What happens if they die? Do you literally die as well? Like what the fuck? That's not how it's supposed to be, right? You are complete on your own, and you need somebody else to complement that, so you are in a like a harmonious type of way, not a fucking not a desperate I need you type of way, but I want you to be here with me, and I want you to share this experience with me type of way. That's what love actually. That's my idea on how love is supposed to be. But I don't think love is supposed to be just sending reels to each other, or fucking hanging out with each other all day, or fucking doing drugs with each other. That's just stupid as fuck. That's not love. That's just attachment, and that's just that's how you haven't healed your own traumas. That's what it is. So yeah, if you feel like you're in love with somebody and you're young as fuck, like you're a teenager or you're in your 20s, I would ask you to heavily examine what you're feeling right now, because the chances are what you're feeling is probably not love. What you're feeling is attachment, or some trauma that you're trying to heal with through this person. I don't think it's love. Like that's all I'm gonna say in this video. It's up to you to really judge on whether it is love or whether it isn't. But like this concept of love is kind of it's I've never really understood this concept too well, because yes, my beliefs have been heavily shaped by what I consumed as a child and even till now. But I gave you a definition right a few seconds before this, like a few minutes before this, that I think that love is completing each other in a harmonious way. No, not even completing each other, like complementing each other in a harmonious way. But I've never really felt it. I've never really I don't even know what it is actually, because I've never really felt it myself or anybody. So I don't think I can talk much about this, but I can like I said, I can tell you what it isn't. Most of the times I felt like I love somebody, it was just attachment, and me just trying to heal my wounds and shit like that through that person. But it wasn't love. Like I don't think that was love. That was just me being attached and me being a fucking dumbass. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for this video. And yes, if you feel like you have beliefs and shit like that that heavily impact the way you see love and shit like that, then yes, you're not alone. Everybody does. Me too. I still have beliefs in my head. Like I have this belief in my head that I don't think loyalty is a thing. I feel like you could be. I feel like I have this, I have this subconscious belief in my head that I don't think loyalty is a real thing. I feel like you could literally just, how do I say this? You could literally just leave somebody for somebody who has, more, who is a better option basically. That's a belief I have in the back of my head, and I'm still trying to work on these beliefs. Right? I'm not just gonna let these beliefs destroy my life. So if you do have these beliefs too, yes, just work on them. And the first thing that you should do to work on them is acknowledge them and feel them. You can't just push them away. And this is a message to myself too, because I do be doing that shit too. I tend to push my responsibilities away of taking accountability for the person that I am. So that's what I think it is. And yeah, I would definitely make videos in the future explaining how to let go of your beliefs and how to work on your beliefs. Like, so yes, I would definitely make videos on that. But yeah, these were the two things that I felt like you needed to know before you get into a relationship. That's it.